Greetings. I'm listening.
Good to meet you.
I've been expecting you.
For the good.
You come get the voodoo.
Hey there.
And you are?
Light be with you.
You come to consult the spirits?
Welcome to Orgrimmar. Have you come to serve the Horde?
Shiny. Sail here. Me buy and trade. What?
Sail here, me buy and trade. What?
Hello and welcome to Ctrl Alt WoW, the podcast for those of us who love World of Warcraft and love making mini alts. Today is Monday, September 9th, 2019, and this is episode 630 entitled No Classic DMF Yet, or Do You Know the Way to Stormwind? I don't have a map and I can't figure it out. And with me, I'm Aprillian, your host. Boy, I'm messing up a lot today, aren't I? I'm Aprillian, your host. Maybe I do have EEE. And with me are my three awesome co-hosts. Constructs, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I planned my day, and then it all went to hell in a handbasket in about 5 minutes. So, yay!
That's life. That's what people say.
Yeah.
Do you have mosquitoes?
No, we have wasps. They get in the building. I don't know how. We're on the 16th floor.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, how wonderful. Yeah. I mean, how weird. And Grand Nagus.
I think it's people don't clean their barbecues outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have barbecues on the 16th floor?
Yep.
On the balcony?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, we're not allowed to you can only barbecue on balconies that are on the ground floor. I mean, on patios and not on the balconies. But, hey, that's great. And Grand Nagus, how's it going over there?
Oh, it's going, yeah. I mean, with us, when we use like real coal barbecues, they will tell us you shouldn't. But if you use
propane.
like propane, might be but if you use like normal electric powered, we have like cheap electric powered barbecues.
Wow.
Then people won't say anything.
Oh.
So if you really want to barbecue, that's like the way to go over here, where like there's like almost no smog or no.
Well, we're more worried about fire risks here.
But fire. There isn't any fire. That's the thing, and there's no. It's just if you pull the plug on the electricity, there is nothing to.
Yeah,
burn.
I have one. I have an electric. I have an electric grill.
So, but besides that, I'm okay. I did a lot of classic stuff, but that's for my segment later on. So yeah.
And Jeppy, you're back. Hi.
Hello.
How's everything over there? Do you have mosquitoes? Oh wait, it doesn't get warm enough for mosquitoes, does it?
That's good warm enough for mosquitoes. They're nice, friendly mosquitoes that drop by and just have a nice cup of tea. Hey, what are you doing?
A nice cuppa.
I haven't been out of the house in 10 years, so I don't know what a barbecue is, but I'm sure it's very nice.
Have we talked about Jodie Whittaker
Wow.
at all? You and me?
What?
Have we talked about Jodie Whittaker?
Doctor Who?
Yes. Have you heard about the latest controversy?
Is she still a woman?
She is, and they want to bring Rose back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because you know what that means.
Yes, I do. Let's get it on.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Say no more. Say no more.
Do they really want to bring her back again?
Again, yeah. Well,
Why not, though? She was very popular.
Yeah, Billy Piper.
But, I mean, I don't know.
They do Daleks and the Cybermen back every 5 days.
I know. They bring everybody back. I mean, look how many times they brought Alex Kingston back. But then, of course,
Exactly.
she was
Yeah, but that with Rose, though, there's the different reality aspect in it all, and
right. Spoilers. Maybe some people don't know.
spoilers, yeah, but hey,
Just
Matterhorn.
saying he can't hear anybody.
So
That's not right.
have we heard anything about? Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could talk about that now. We could go. We could reference our title. Has anyone heard about Classic Dark Moon Fair? How would you even find out about it? Other than I can't even think of how. Other than word of mouth. You know, there's not
Because
It's outside Goldshire, isn't it?
it's now there isn't a or the other way around. There is a staggered release of content in Classic, where all the phases that they release content in. We're at phase 1, and phase 2 through 6, I think, are being staggered throughout. I don't know how many months. So people won't consume all the stuff within the first couple of weeks. So what we are going to see, yes?
Well, I was just wondering, how did we know about it before, other than word of mouth? Was there someone standing somewhere?
They explicitly put out blue posts about what content was going to be in what phase.
No. I meant back in the day.
Back in the day, there wasn't one.
It was, yeah.
Oh yeah,
While.
yeah. You just knew that Dark Moon Fair was in one zone 1 month, and then by default the next month would be in the other zone.
Yeah.
They always alternated, and that's what they're going to do here now too. So we don't know where it's going to start, but we know that we are going to have alternating locations again, but not yet. I'm not sure. Someone said phase 4, but I haven't really checked the blue posts for DMF. But yeah.
So apparently, someone's been there's been some theory going on that they call it layering. I always called it sharding, but how you know some people are phased from you. They're calling it layering, and that there are people who are running back and forth or bouncing back and forth between layers to get resources and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Have we heard about this?
Yeah, they did. They blamed the guy that got to 60 first for using layering because he was basically AOEing everything.
Yeah.
So he was running out of mobs. So he would get somebody on his guild to invite him to another layer and bang up the mob swap again. But we were. It's a little bit of my content, but I was watching a PvP kicking off in Stone Talon Mountains, and this is all going to spoil my content, but there's a horde everywhere, and we tried to layer out of it, but it wasn't working. So I'm not sure exactly how it works.
Right, how easy it is to layer. Speaking of layers or not, is anybody in Stormwind that has 10 silver?
Whoa.
I got on the mailbox and tried to dance, but as I'm a dwarf, it didn't seem to work very well.
Oh yeah, no, that's just going to put. You're going to have to pay them.
I'm doing river dance.
That's not right.
Do we have anybody?
I don't have
an alliance tune?
I don't have an active alliance tune yet.
Oh.
So I only dabble in the Forsaken / Horde. For the Horde. So I'm sorry.
It's okay. I mean, I was just trying to get our.
I do have alliance, but they're on a complete different server.
Constructs?
Yeah, I'm really playing Classic right now. I'm back into retail.
Oh.
Loving it.
Oh, gotcha.
Spoilers.
Part of my content.
All right. Well,
Yeah, exactly.
What else is going on? We got Dark Moon Fair in retail going.
Yeah, we
full
have
on.
this week. We have something that I didn't see coming because I went through. No, I went over to I took the Zeppelin from Undercity to Orgrimmar.
Okay.
And and as you know, in WoW Classic, the Zeppelin tower is located outside of Orgrimmar.
Right.
So I jumped down from the towers because you can do that. You don't die.
Right.
And then I ran towards Orgrimmar's gates.
9 and a level 9 pig.
No, I was on my level 16, 17 rogue. So, but anyway, that's beside the point. All of a sudden, I saw these ghosts, and a table.
Oh.
I thought, wait, what's this? I know that we talked about Harvest Festival starting on Tuesday.
Right.
But it's only Monday, like yesterday for me, and like still your time today. So, wait, what's this? What's going on here? So apparently, Harvest Festival starts earlier on the classic servers than it does on the retail servers.
Oh, interesting.
Not sure why and how, but that's just what it is. So if you, on a new tune, on a newly created tune, have issues, monetary issues with getting some food that's worth
great.
anything, as in powerful enough to heal you, to feed you, go and get the harvest food. Because the harvest food and drink, there is like a drink as well that is considered water. That stuff heals and restores mana on a percentage basis, not on a numerical basis.
Oh, cool.
So it doesn't matter what level your tune is. It's always going to restore the same percentage of mana and health. So
does it disappear after the festival?
It disappears after the festival, yes, but as long as the festival is up for like this week now, it's a good way to save money. And
feed your pet it.
Feed your pet with, if you have pets that eat that stuff, yes.
Cool. That's good.
So, yeah, and like we said in the earlier part, no Dark Moon Fair in Classic yet until a later phase. With regards to retail, Harvest Festival there starts tomorrow on Tuesday, lasts a week until the 24th.
Right.
The Arena Skirmishes bonus event starts tomorrow, lasts a week, and the Dark Moon Fair is already open.
Yes.
So, and it lasts until Saturday. So, those are the things that are going on in WoW. We have the DDoS attacks. Obviously, we hope that we don't have to suffer through more of them, at least until the weekend, because I almost bet you that they're going to be back on weekend, and that we're going to get a little
It affect you badly.
breather throughout the But it's been quite bad. Yeah.
Because you're not playing on EU servers at all, are you? You're playing on US.
Yeah, I don't play on the EU servers at all.
We started on the EU servers on More Grain, and they sort of took that one down, and then they thought, because they were coming in from the EU, or the group that was behind it was UK based, and then they thought, then they seemed to spread out a little bit and go after some of the streamer servers, because they definitely were hitting those hard, and they were waiting for the guy who would hit it hard. And then they just must have unleashed the entire bot army on all the classic servers. Weirdly enough, retail wasn't affected. And after More Grain was affected, the EU wasn't affected either. So during that time, I played a little bit of retail, but I also leveled that on the EU because Eagles.
Huh. It's interesting what they focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that they were definitely. I mean, and the guy or the group, this UK drillers group, were on Twitter until they got their. It's saying, "Oh, we're now going to take down such and such. We're now going to take down such and such." So it was all very
methodical,
targeted. Yeah. Then, like I say, toward the end, they went, "I'll sod it," and they just did everybody.
Yeah.
Now, what do they get out of this?
Nothing, but I don't know, some sense of control. I don't know. They're men, children, aren't they? Really?
Right.
One thing I would like
maybe
to talk...
incels.
Well, I wouldn't be shocked if a Venn diagram covered both groups. To be honest, Gamergate, incel, DDoS.
Right.
That's pretty much covers the whole lot.
Yeah.
With regards to stuff that's not proper, let's phrase it that way.
Right.
Is concerned. I have an issue that I would like to quickly talk about.
Is it of a personal nature, or
it's
going to start with "I have this growth"? No. Okay, no.
No, I have an itch.
I have this itch.
Sorry, we're sorry. He made me.
He's terrible.
He's terrible.
I received a couple of whispers throughout my
from your girlfriend
classic experience.
Oh.
Yeah.
I received invites to chat channels.
Yeah. They were very badly named, though, weren't they?
Yes. So I thought, what can I do about it? You cannot report the person inviting you because it's not a communication. So you cannot right-click a name because you need to establish a communication to be able to right-click the entry of the name to report them. And you cannot use the report thing because that specifically states you have to right-click the name to then select from the drop-down menu and so forth. So what can you do if you want to at least avoid them? You can go into your settings. You can go into your social settings in the game and block chat channel invites.
Oh.
So if you want to have the people stop from harassing you, basically, because that's what it is, just go and do that. Go into the social settings and then tag the box that says block chat channel invites.
It's weirdly the first thing they were doing was inviting you to a guild. It is awfully named, and so clearly up to dodgy that I don't know why anybody would think, oh, I wonder what this is about. It was quite relatively clear what they were doing. And then they switched to this chat channel thing. But what was weird about that was that they, I did the same, what you just said. I went in and blocked the chat channel. It come up in the big window, which is, comes up a little bit grey and invited to and you ignored it. It was happening a lot. So I really can't get my head around
how much do you hate the Romans?
Why Blizzard can't? If somebody creates a character called wowgold.cash.com, don't let that happen. No.
Right. Can't there be somebody that flags it?
I can tell you one way to stop it. It doesn't remove them, but there is another way that you can deal with it, and that is you can install the add-on Bad Boy, and that will remove spam from your chat, and it will, if you so choose, report the spam to Blizzard automatically. That is the only way that I can see that we can deal with it, and it like if you have, as soon as a spam is blocked, it is automatically, if you so choose, reported. So.
That's good. And I think people should do that, because maybe if Blizzard see a mass of incoming reports, which that would and they'll do something about it.
Okay.
All right. So, are we ready to get started? Okay, let's do that.
I'm Jeffy. For the Alliance. Hello, my darlings. Hello. I stood in front of the Lich King, rubbing off the governor's tummy, ganking him as well, which was quite fun. Your mind is just a sewer, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Jeppy, how's your week, a couple of weeks in WoW been?
Yeah, it's been cool.
Okay.
So I was just killing a wolf. I need to stop playing while I'm talking. Yeah. Where were we last time? We just got over the initial launch, which, as we all discussed 2 weeks ago, involved much waiting around in queues, and also some odd decisions which I had to make because of the queues. I don't know if you were the same, but there were certain servers I had planned to go on to. Obviously,
sorry.
One of the main ones being Pagel. And there were also, I kind of thought I'd split my time between a Horde Pagel server and Alliance PvP server. Pagel server was fine, although the queues were so astronomical. I didn't recommend it. Not only were the queues stopping me playing, but also stopping me having time to set stuff up. Like normally I would set a few characters up, I'd move a few into the inn, get some rested going, all that sort of good. The PvP server was a pain because the decision of the group is I'm PvPing in with was, and then that
You're fading in and out. I don't know what's causing it, but you are fading in and out.
Oh, I don't know why.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. So that the first server they chose to be on completely full. So I went on and had created some names on there, and I got some quite cool names, but it was they all shifted to another server, which again I jumped on and created some names on. Again, impossible to play on. So ended up on a third server where I got some crappy names, but still, there you go. So I was back and forth between the two. But I did get a few levels on some Horde Hunters. One called Jeppy, shockingly enough, and one called Zugly, quite like the name of. And then I did some Alliance Hunters, some Dwarves, which was fun as well. But I'm going to be honest with you, I've gone off Hunters.
Oh, interesting.
Well,
because of classic WoW, or is this just in general?
Yeah, I think I do. I mean, I did play Hunters back in the day. I don't know if I was a huge fan of them even then. It's the pets.
Right, they're a lot of work.
They are so disrespectful and greedy and just plain insolent. I've lost about 12 of them. Well, I didn't give them the right food. Or I don't know what, they look at me like I owe them. And fair enough. And I'm chucking meat onto them. I know you've got a bag full of meat. You've got a slot full of bullets. It's just a pain. And no joke, I'm in the middle of a fight, and one of them just sods off and says, "That's it, you know." You've been mistreating me.
Because you haven't developed a rapport with them.
I know.
No.
And the maddening thing is, it's all well and good if you've just picked up a wolf or just picked up a cheetah, and it goes in an hour or so. But all the points go with the pet.
Yes.
So when that pet sods off, any work that you put into getting it leveled up, it goes. And you're at day one again.
Yeah, the loyalty points and the training points, they all go.
That is terrible. I certainly didn't remember that from back in the day. I'm sure it was the case. I can't imagine they would have changed. That's it. But yeah, that is very disheartening when you've got a few levels of the pet because you ran out of meat and you weren't able to feed it for a wee while and he got killed a few times. Another thing with the hunter, of course, is the blind spot or the point where you can't use your gun.
The dead zone.
Right.
Exactly.
You don't have that thing that lets you jump back before.
No. That it could be like half a mile. I don't know. It just seems crazily big. And I'll be honest, I'm multiple.
You'll be honest, what? Say that again, because we lost that part.
I said I'm dual boxing at the moment.
Okay.
And it is a pain in the backside because once the thing gets in range very quickly, melee is a pain when you're dual boxing.
Yes.
Right. It doesn't start automatically. You have to initiate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to cast an attack, basically. But one of my characters is just out of range.
Yeah.
And reposition that. Anyway,
You're playing a hunter and what? A hunter and what?
Being the end of it all is I don't like hunters anymore. That's how it's come down to. And I'm sure if Matt is in the chat room, he's probably passed out from the sheer annoyance of that. I'll tell you what I am loving at the moment is the warlock.
Of course. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, it's got a pet. It's got some serious DPS.
Right. It has a range and a close up.
Well, there's no dead zone.
Right. There's no dead zone. No.
So if you want to carry on Shadow Bolt, I was talking about my warlock team.
Right.
So I created some human warlocks over on the PvP server, and I don't think I've ever. I can't remember really playing warlocks to any extent, either in retail or back in the day. I'm not sure why, because they seem to have everything going for them.
Right. Even a snazzy dress.
They are wearing dresses, which is a bit upsetting. There you go. I don't think about that. I thought when I was running around the hunters, one of the things it picked up was an upgrade, but it just happened to be a dress. I was like, eesh, okay. Wolves were not happy. So in the Warlocks, the thing is, and I was talking to Asheo this morning, because I spend my time between the Australians and the Americans by staying up most of the night. And he was saying, well, why are you spreading yourself so thin? Because along with a team of Warlocks, I got a team of mages, I got a team of hunters. I created a team of shaman this morning over on Bagel. I've got various solo characters, paladins and warriors and so on, rogues, which you can't really dual box. One thing I've learned is that need to be Blaze kind of a pain in the backside. So I don't know why I'm spreading myself so thin, because even 1 to 6 is not exactly a walk in the park, which is the kind of level you put in.
How many accounts do you have?
4 moment, although actually that's not true. I have 8, but only 4 of them will be going past their first month, because I went a bit mad with the naming thing. Every time they said they're going to launch a new server, I thought, let's see if we can get some good names. And I'd already filled up my slots, so I said, but I'll so, I said I got 8, but actually inactive, sadly I haven't worked. 8. Yeah, but I'm saying I'm going to get to 4. So I'll probably stick with 4. But I still haven't. I think I Warlocks. Warlocks. Still, I could think anything. I was playing these Tauren Shaman over on Pagel. I created one called Bovril. Do you have Bovril in America?
No, is that a...
Bovril, what about, you have Vegemite or...
Right, no, we don't, well, we've heard of it.
All these have Vegemite. We don't.
Well, we have something here called Bovril, which is like Vegemite but beefy. So because I created a Tauren Shaman, I thought, well, that's a good name.
Right.
And I also picked up the name Gammon with 2 M's. So I've got Gammon and Bovril, who are both shaman. And that was really fun as well. Although I had my first run-in with somebody who doesn't like dual boxes.
Oh.
Who kept following me around saying, really? You couldn't wait to dual box shaman? You couldn't wait? And kept saying it and saying. What do you mean couldn't wait? I was dual boxing on day 1. Wait for it. I think one of the classic tropes of people who think of dual boxing or multi boxing is a 5-man team, making it in PvP.
Right.
So I guess they had a problem with that. Anyway, tough. I'm still going to do it.
It's sad that people don't respect the way that you play. It's just, in my opinion, that's something that,
Yeah, no, it's right. It's mind your own business, basically. I'm not interfering with anyone. I mean, I did my first group of PvP team were these dwarf hunters. So I did the dwarf starting area and all the way up to, I think, level 12 over in sort of dwarven lands. And then I thought I'd come over to the human area. Basically, there's no XP in it. You do get reputation, which if you later on want to buy something like a horse from the human side, it's nice to get that there and then. And also, I don't know if they will ever introduce foods. I not that on my head early on. So I came over, and of course I've got 2 hunters, 2 dwarven hunters, level 13 with pets massacring everything in sight, including pretty much all the Defiers.
No.
Wiped out nearly all of them, and people were a little bit touched up. My pet. Why? Because the way that I don't know if it's part of layering or whatever, the speed of mobs respawning is very fast when there's lots of people around. It's not like you're waiting around.
No.
Hog wild and killing everything like I was. I haven't specific trends. I haven't played, although I popped into retail while we were being DDoS'd, I didn't really do much but fly around and admire the fact that I had like 120 instruments. That's a couple of million gold in the bank. It was to pull myself back into classic for a little while. And sometimes you think to yourself, do you ever have this at the back of your mind? Doing something like said in moments.
You're fading out again.
I don't know.
The back of your mind?
I was just saying, if you ever have that thing at the back of your mind where you're doing something, you're saying, am I really enjoying this?
Right.
I have had silly drops. Overall, I've been so much. We have more stories to tell in the coming weeks if you'll have me back. But for right now, I just basically enjoy myself. Playing the way I want to play.
Right. And I have to say I agree with you 100% on the Warlock. I'm playing, well, it's my content, but I'm playing the Warlock, and I did give up my Hunter as well. Which is, yeah.
Did you have the same issues?
I didn't even get that far. It just having to keep track of ammo was just ridiculous. I actually ran out of ammo on one of my Hunters, so.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, that is horrible.
That happened for me once, but yeah.
I think they should sell ammo everywhere.
They do, basically.
Oh, and then I accidentally...
Like literally along the side of the road.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They should have stores and, oranges and ammo.
And then I accidentally bought ammo on a tune that didn't need ammo. And you can't...
Oh, no,
you can't sell it back, yeah.
But you can send it off.
Yeah.
To another tune. Yeah, ammo is something that you cannot sell back. That's right.
Which I don't understand why. Everything else you can sell back.
Yeah.
Right.
It has no value to it, does it?
Nope.
And what about the meat? Did you get a chance to pull your bags of meat?
I've sold meat. Oh, that you buy?
No, every time I pick up a piece of meat, I'm like, I'll better keep that.
Yeah, definitely.
No, you've got zero room in your bag. Meat.
Yeah, meat is basically the last thing you destroy if you have a Hunter anywhere on your account.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And you feed the meat to the pet, and the pet goes, meh, and then sods off. I can't. I'll wait until I'm not sure what expansion Hunter's got. Faithful pets. But I think I'll wait for that one.
Why? Now that's interesting. So you think that WoW Classic will progress?
Sure, it has to really. Which direction it takes, I don't know.
Right.
Whether it goes just along the path, the classic, or
that retail,
like TBC, the Cataclysm, and so on and so forth. I can't see that not happening. But then there's people who say, let's keep classic. And if you want to go on to TBC, then you'll need to transfer your server at level 60. I can see people who are really, have a hard-on for pure. Who want to go to the point where there was nothing else to do. I don't really understand.
Yeah, I don't think that they will. Well, I don't know. Probably, in my opinion, copying a character over should be an option, but not. But you should be able to as well create a new tune, obviously, and then level it from 1 to 70, and then from 1 to 80 if they choose to make a classic Lich King server too. But
how different was the leveling experience from 1 to 60 in TBC?
not that much.
No, I think hardly at all.
Yeah.
I think they changed the walls a bit over in the starting area. There was one point where the walls were covered in green stuff.
Yeah,
the only thing I remember when I started in Lich King is you would go through, you would do about 4 dungeons in rest, and then you'd be done the Outland content.
The thing though, the thing though is if you do not, or if, I don't want to say they won't let you, but what would it feel like if the world from 1 to 60 in TBC only had Blood Elves and Draenei in it, leveling?
But that's why the transfer thing would happen.
Yeah, but how? Because they're not level 60 yet, so they will have to level all by their own in an empty world?
Oh, yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I can see you doing 1 to 60 on a Draenei or Blood Elf.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. And then, of course, then there would not be anybody there of other races.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know what they're going to do. There's also some talk of this thing called Classic Plus.
Yeah.
A weird concept, which basically we get to the end of this classic and then it goes off in a completely different direction.
Right.
Like
Classic Plus for me would mean, and one option that I see for Classic Plus would be a alternate version, for instance, of Karazhan, because originally Karazhan, in a totally different fashion, was designed to be implemented within vanilla. So what they could do, if they could, or if they wanted to, was to dig out if they still had the data for the original intended raid, dungeon, whatever it was, Karazhan, to implement that within the 1 to 60 classic version.
So leave the cap at 60, but introduce new dungeons.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, maybe it's going to be too soon, but hopefully at BlizzCon there'll be some sort of direction discussed.
I don't think so. I think they're going to leave it at that for at least one more year.
I heard that every year they were going to wipe all the...
Ooh.
And you had to start all over again.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that. I think the forms would die.
It could happen.
They do it in other games. I was talking to
Right.
Winnie, and there's a game called Rust, where he was saying to me that every 2, 3, sometimes 4 weeks, they wipe the whole server, and everybody has to start again. Because otherwise, those people that have so much time they can would be rule forever, and they would never get caught.
So to make it fair,
it's basically like a new Diablo season where you start at 1 with nothing.
Yeah.
In a seasonal environment. Yeah, sure. Why not?
I think Capri was trying to make it clear that she was joking.
Yeah, I know, but still, when you bring Rust up,
yeah,
it makes sense.
there's these other ones where they're basically going to do challenge servers or perfection servers when you start again, or hardcore servers where basically if your character dies, somebody comes around and shoots you.
Yeah, I was thinking earlier today, why can't we have a designated Iron Man server in each game?
Right.
Yeah. We have what, 5 different types of servers? Why not have a Iron Man server?
That exists. That exists in hardcore mode for Diablo, and that's proper to that game because you put the check mark before
it's a mode. It's a mode.
Before you start, you put the check mark, and once you put it on, you can't take it off.
I know. So why can't we have an Iron Man server in classic and in retail?
You can go play Diablo. It's not no. I'm dead serious here. Why doesn't that work? Why can't we have a server where basically they wipe all the things that we can't have from the game files, where you don't have any profession trainers, so you can't learn professions. And stuff like that. They don't let you make pods because you can't have you can't buy vials, so you can't craft any pods, anything. The mobs don't drop the stuff things like that. That would require some work. I totally get that, but it shouldn't be too difficult to basically delete the item IDs from the software, in my opinion.
There are lots of options that they could do. I mean, it really does depend upon who. They are underestimated, seriously underestimated.
They underestimated what?
That now. The people that were going to play classic.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The people who like a challenge.
Yeah. That's right. So, and then now you say to them, well, why don't you do hardcore servers? They'll be like, you think you want them, but you don't. And I think that will be another underestimation, because it is a challenge. It is what people want. They do want something hard, and that you find that when you achieve your goal, you've earned it. Yes. And that's exactly what classic is. And hardcore
it wasn't handed to you on a platter.
Yeah.
That's what I want. It's the easy stuff, handed on a platter.
honest to goodness, there's times when I'm like, I cannot believe I've only got 6 slots. I can't believe I've got 0 slots left, and I've only been out here in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I have to find a vendor now.
That's fine. I would like classic, but with one of those mammoths. That seems fair. This is another thing that's kind of bugged me during the week, is that no changing pure people annoy the heck out of me. I really do get annoyed with that's not classic. As far as add-ons go as well, if you want to, as Granix was saying, play the game how you want to play the game. Right. Don't have a go at me because I have a couple of add-ons. Stroll on, because it's not affecting your game.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's no add-on which is giving me an extra 50 slots or giving me gold instead of silver.
Right.
There's no cheating going on here.
Yeah.
I just don't want to be running around 1,000 miles. I want to see it on my map.
Yeah. The only add-on that I have something against is the LFG add-on.
Well, yeah, no, because that does break
Yes.
classic.
Yes.
No, that the whole point of getting people out in the world.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talk also about a lot of these streamers that have been leveling up to 60 very fast have been doing it within dungeons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I've seen quite a bit of criticism against those people because they are effectively
I did not mean to do that.
stable guild or a stable group who are going and doing dungeons. And I can kind of see that to a certain extent. Although the casual player or the normal player who isn't playing in front of 10,000 people is not having that advantage. So, yeah, I can see, I've seen some very strong comments against streamers who have just basically got to level and haven't.
And there was one that admitted that he was letting his friend run his account when he was tired.
Oh, yeah, that's totally wrong.
Yeah. I mean, Lost Cause in the chat room says it's weird as the WoW game code seems removing professions trainers would probably make whole zones disappear. I don't know. Might be. So there's like, if you pull one string, 10 other things happen that you don't intend to. Sure, they're like, yeah. But again, it's
like a tapestry.
Yeah.
I think they found that, didn't they, when they were, if you watch that video, how unintended consequences would happen.
Yes.
Because the code was so enmeshed.
Yeah.
That's,
there's dueling in Goldshire. Who would have thunk?
A lot more goes on in Goldshire on certain servers.
Oh, yeah. Goldshire is, there's a lot of stuff going on.
And don't go into the tram after midnight either. Jeez.
I don't take the tram after midnight.
No, it's very bad. Or very good, depending on your point of view.
All right.
Constructs is back.
Constructs is back. Okay, here we go.
I've had a fantastic weekend. Wow. It's very comforting. Those battlegrounds where you're not necessarily putting out more damage, but you feel like you're contributing more by pushing all the buttons all at once. Bad boy. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Constructs, how's your weekend WoW going?
It was fantastic. I have no words to describe my experience. My my spouse.
Okay, well, I guess we should go on if you don't have words.
My spouse was complaining about how focused I was on the game, and I was like, "You don't understand. I can get a new mount. I can do this. I can do that." And she's like, "Yeah, that's all boring." Okay. But for a gamer like me, it's like the culmination of months and months and months of preparation, and then just sort of giving up and putting my nose to the grindstone to finish what I started so long ago. I drove into archaeology on several characters who have alchemy as a profession, and I leveled a whole bunch of alchemists at the same time, and I don't know why. It's just like because Aprillian was saying a few weeks ago how the XP was so good.
Yes.
And so I put it on war mode. War mode, it was even better. I only died once. As far as I'm concerned, that's a win because everything was giving at least 10% more XP for every dig. And when you're rested, that's like sometimes 11,000 XP at level 105. So you gain 1 or 2 levels for not very much digging. And I was just having a great time. I got 1 canoptic jar, and I opened it very slowly, and it had mummified organs in there. So not a big deal. I'll just keep at it. And then the next thing that came up was the Ring of the Boy Emperor. So that's 150 12-year digs. So I'm like, no, I'm just going to take a break here. Yep. I'm going to do some herbing, and then I farmed like 400 or 600 herbs, and I made all the flasks. So if I find a recipe, I got 2 vials ready to go. The only problem I'm having is I'm like short 22,000 gold on that server for capital. So I'm like, do I buy a token to make the vials, or like what's my approach going to be? I'm like, yeah. So like I put up some of the herbs that I farmed on the auction house, and if they sell, then I'm closer. I'm not finished, but I'm closer to having a vial of the sands. And then I needed some ghost iron bars, but of course the bars are like extremely expensive, and the raw ghost iron ore is cheap. So I bought a stack of 200 for like next to nothing, and I barked and trade for about 3 hours. That's how long it took me to find a miner who was willing to help me. I whispered people in the guild that I was in, can you guys, you gotta have a miner on who could smelt stuff for me. I'll tip you. Like, everybody's afraid that the gold I give them, I'm robbing them with. I don't want that gold for you. Like, I just need somebody to help me. And the person who helped me is like, oh, I have all the professions. Oh, okay. Do you have vials of sands recipe? He's like, no, I don't have that one. I'm like, no worries. I go to Ogremar to learn Transmute Master, and the guy doesn't have the recipe. Like, the heck is this? The Cataclysm recipe. I should be able to learn Transmute Master from Yeralt or whatever his name is.
Did you have to unlearn a different master?
No, I don't have a different mastery.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I learned an Alliance side. I learned it. The only thing I could think of is I boosted that character so he didn't go through the profession leveling. So he's missing something in there. Maybe the Philosopher's Stone. Because I have a different thing that I can use as I have the Zen Alchemist Stone from Pandaria that I can use as like a trinket, and also serves as a transmute master, or not transmute master, but transmutation.
Have you tried to go to Outlands?
I've gone to Outlands. I've gone to Undercity. I've gone to Thunder Bluff, and I've gone to Ogremar. I've gone to the Dublin area. Nobody seems to have the recipe. It says that it's available in every capital, and you can turn it in.
No, sorry. In Hellfire Peninsula at the hub there, because that's where what either Thralmar or Honor hold.
I always thought Transmutation Master was based around the quest.
It's a Cataclysm recipe that requires 4 living steel.
Yeah, but you need to accept the quest first. And I distinctly remember that, I can't remember when, but one time I was able to accept the quest in that case, the Honor Hold. So if there is a alchemy trainer in Thralmar, which I don't know, you might want to go and
well, it's a goblin. I'm guessing it could be like a reputation thing, or
no, it's not.
No?
Maybe you have to turn on low quest. Maybe there's a.
No, I've gone to Shitrath. I've turned on low quest. I've done all that stuff, and it hasn't popped up.
No, you need to go. You need to go to an alchemy trainer, and then there is no alchemy trainer in Shadrath. There is only, as far as
there is an alchemy trainer. He's in the lower city on the top corner.
Oh, right, the Arakoa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so near the building that houses.
I will teleport to Shath, and I will walk to the.
Well, you may just have to accept no transmutation for you.
You come back.
Not an option. I've already done my 4 transmutes. I've got my 4 living steel. I just need the quest.
Yeah.
On my Worgen, it was easy because I leveled the old-fashioned way. So I actually took all the quests. I did the leveling of the alchemy all the way through the natural means. It's just this goblin. I was at level 14 or 15 or something, and I boosted to 110 because I wanted to be able to realm hop to this low population realm. But the problem on the low population realm is there's low population mats on the auction house that are 10 times the price of everything. It's like, So like you go to buy,
Have you looked at transferring a pet to sell or something like that?
I have 50,000 gold alliance side. Just horde side, you know, is like you have to do that tricky thing where you buy from yourself.
Oh yeah,
You're
one of those folks with one account.
No, I have 3 accounts.
Oh, well, there you go.
I've evolved, Jeppy. I've learned from you.
There you go.
It took a long time. It took actually. You may not have heard this from the show before, but Aprillian bought me the first full. What is it? Full version of the game, I think. That was going to upgrade my second account. So, like, after that, I resubbed for 2 months, and then eventually I wanted an extra mount, so I bought the third account just so I could have that Panther with the rider seat on it.
Yeah.
The black one. Oh.
You're that other faction, right?
Yes, I'm the Traitorous Alliance.
Okay.
But
The third faction.
Every time you look at your pets, you've got the same pets on every character.
Right.
So you can
there's an Alliance enthusiast and a Horde enthusiast for PvP.
Okay, I figured out what
I don't have the Gruntling.
I figured out why you can't have the transmute.
The boosted.
Yeah, no, yes and no.
But mainly yes.
Mainly yes. What
Yes.
level? What level is your classic alchemy?
My classic alchemy is like 85.
Okay, get it to 300 and you'll have the quest.
That's what I thought. You heard that comment about among the low pop server and mats are 10 times the price.
Right.
So usually maxing out alchemy is a matter of 8,000 gold. But on a low pop server, either the mats aren't there or it's like 100,000 gold. So it's like,
Yeah.
So,
That's why.
but I did the thing where I actually farmed all the herbs to get the herbing to 300. So now I could just go to the individual areas and farm things like gold thorn, which you have to have in quantity.
Oh yeah.
It's just not, you're just not brute forcing gold thorn. There's no, it's very expensive to go around that one because everything turns green.
Yeah, that and purple lotus.
Which one?
Purple lotus.
I've got 4 of those. I got lucky somehow. I picked those up.
Yeah, but those are still very, very hard to come by now that after the Cataclysm revamp.
Aprillian?
Yeah.
Just to show you, I'm drinking a beer. It's my first time on the podcast ever having alcohol. So I guess
welcome to the club. Or am I having a bad influence on you?
that teen rating, mild alcohol involved.
Yes.
Oh goodness. And and so I've done PvP. I've gotten a bunch of recipes. I've maxed out blacksmithing to 175, Zandalari blacksmithing.
Nice.
Although I'm not Zandalari, I'm Alliance, but that's what it's called.
I was just about to say you come to the right faction after all, but then they kicked you out again. What? Okay.
Then they kicked me out again, yeah. But I'm a pirate. I sell to both sides if I'm able. I have sold this week alone 250,000 to the Alliance. So the people who are leaving to go play Classic are making room in the arms market and the mount market. So I'm just trying to figure out where the new vantage points are, like what's most valuable to sell. Because for a long, long time, I was having a really tough go. But with the with TSM, it just simplified the auction house so much because I don't spend half an hour putting up 100 items. I spend a half hour putting up 300 items. So if something doesn't sell, I just relist it. I don't even look. It's just like, unless it's a gray, because gray for some reason it can't figure out the price on. So gray, you have to figure out yourself. Oh yeah, I need to remove this because nobody's going to buy this. Like a plain letter. Who should buy a plain letter? Like honestly, what's that going to
surprised.
do? I don't know.
I've seen people buy different kinds of rocks.
Oh really? Nice.
Yeah, they have a collection of the various different types of rock.
Anyway, and I've also made my first Zandalari priest, Desiree.
Oh, congratulations!
I really, really wanted that class and spec. I'm gonna play her as holy, and she's gonna be my first tailor on Earthen Ring. So I'm really, really happy because I didn't really want to level that profession again, but having a cloth character who can wear the stuff that they craft, then you can make some cool stuff. And I have the same trinkets or headgear as the Princess Alanji. She's got the lip ring, so I think that's a really cool item. But I tried to make her look pretty and stuff, and to me, she looks pretty awesome. I put a picture in the show notes, which you can find at Ctrl.wow.com. And a reason I haven't gone back to Classic this week is because I watch a lot of YouTube videos.
Okay.
And YouTube videos are really, really interesting, like in what they present, some of the hidden stuff they have in the game and whatnot. And I just saw more and more negative stuff about BFA, and it just kind of turned me off of YouTube.
Isn't it annoying?
I just
don't understand why people can't enjoy what they want to enjoy.
Right.
And it's another one of these. I don't understand it.
Well, if you make a montage, you have to present something, right? But it like, to me, the more people are negative about something, the more upset I get. Like, I don't know. I think things personally, I have a hard time letting go. And for me, my game is World of Warcraft. My game is not something else. Like, whenever somebody says, "Oh, you have to check out this new game," well, I don't mind going to have a look, but I'm going back to WoW after. You have to understand that I'm not going to go out and spend $100 and then leave WoW after. Like, it's just not going to happen. You know, if I get it for $55 or $60 on sale, you know, I might dip my toe or whatnot. But if it's like $105 opening day for this new hot game, not likely. Supposedly this month, MechWarrior 5 comes out. It's probably going to be $105 for the dropship edition.
Ouch.
I'm probably going to pay that because I played that game. I played every installment of that game since MechWarrior 2.
Yeah, but ouch.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. That's how much a game costs in America.
Oh, it does. It's the same here as well. But I mean, for instance, I get every Sims expansion, every single one.
Really?
Regardless.
Cool.
Really?
It's kind of cool, but it's also kind of, well, when was the last time you played Sims?
But
you know,
I mean, and they can just make money. They're just making money
Yeah,
hand
they
over
just print
fist.
money.
Yes, they're just printing it. Exactly. And they have little tweaks like parenting or schooling or, you know, and then, and if you don't buy this expansion or this pack, they have different levels. They have expansions, but they also have packs.
Stuff packs, yeah.
Yes, and if you don't buy this pack, then you can't go to the hospital to have your baby. It's amazing.
It is a addiction.
Yes, but they do it very well. I mean, my vampires are so cool.
Yeah, and when the major expansions come out, I will play for quite a while.
Right.
Just to explore that.
Did you get a mermaid?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And now there's a magical one where you can go in.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was thinking, I need to buy that. I'm thinking, why there's like a schizophrenic going on in my head. Why do you need to buy that? Because I have them all. And
Harry Potter, it's a collection.
Shall I tell you why? Shall I tell you why they're really super smart? When you open up the launcher for The Sims, it shows gaps.
Right.
Where you don't have them.
Right.
Really?
And if you want to download somebody else's creation and you don't have
the
right pack, then you're not going to get the exact thing that they have.
They're going to put it up. If you want to download this, you need to go there and then buy this.
Right.
And then click here. And
just click here. Right.
And then there's the dollar sign or the euro sign or the pound sign or whatnot. Pay.
And every single time I'm like, yeah, go on then.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Take my money.
Take my money.
I think personally, Steam did it the best. You can play everything. You can have everything. Just give us $10. Like Xbox do with their Plus stuff. Yeah, just give us a little bit of money, and then if you don't like the game, you can gift it to one of your friends.
Yeah, I think they're making enough money the way they're doing it now.
Right.
Because those sales come around, and I'm like,
By the way, just a quick reminder for people that are listening. Remember, please, that come the next 1st, like October 1st, Destiny 2 is no longer available on the Blizzard launcher. So
Bungie bounced away.
Exactly. So you need to transfer your game from the Blizzard to Bungie to Steam, because they are going to incorporate it into Steam.
Yeah.
It's very easy. I've already done it. It's very easy to do.
Yeah. So just a friendly reminder, because if you do not, then your account, your game is going to be lost. Like forever.
But you got it for free.
If you got it for free, that doesn't matter. If you didn't, if you paid for it, if you paid your annual pass or whatnot, if you paid for a collector's edition super thing, it's lost, regardless. If you paid the super fancy collector's edition or you got the base game for free, it's lost.
Wasn't that stinging as well? I know this is a WoW podcast, but I'm sure we all play other games. The collector's edition, the Emperor's edition, Caesar's edition. I play Assassin's Creed. Don't play as much as I used to, but I used to play it.
Yeah.
But when Odyssey came out, I thought, I'll give that a try. It's things around a bit, but still, there were like 12 editions.
Wow.
And some of them had statues with them. Some of them had, and then they do this awful thing where they say, if you buy this edition, you get this little extra bit. If you want this little extra bit, you need to buy this edition. You think, well, does that mean I have to buy both editions? Because they don't cross over.
Yeah. It's either or, it's not as well as. So you can't buy a super duper $1,000 thing where everything is included. That doesn't work.
No, that doesn't exist.
We're living in bad times, let's be honest. I remember we used to buy a game on a 3.5-inch floppy.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to hear about bad luck,
those were the days.
I've opened 26 card packs for Hearthstone.
Oh my god!
I've got exactly 0 legendary.
Ouch! That's got to be some sort of record, isn't it?
So there's 3 golden commons. There's 3 rares.
Oh shit!
There's like 35 rares, but 0 legendary. And Blizzard, they explain the math at some point that whether you spend money or not, after 10 card packs, you get 1 legendary. But they know if they hold out just a little bit longer, you're going to go out and you're going to spend the money on 10 card packs, because then you're guaranteed your legendary. But if you don't spend the money, all they got to do is hold out just a little bit longer. And they know the itch that is Hearthstone. Like, I've played a game. I've played the most epic game of Hearthstone I've ever played in my entire life. I was up against Gul'dan, and I had Anduin. No, I had better than Anduin. I had Princess Talanji. I mean, come on, Princess Talanji versus Gul'dan. That's got to be one for the books. So,
isn't she Queen Talanji?
It went into fatigue. Both sides.
Oh,
we're both in fatigue, and Gul'dan does that thing where he throws down away all his cards and he draws them all, and he has a thing on the board that duplicates all his cards. And I still beat the guy. And the way I did it is I didn't try to kill everything. I just had the guy for double healing, and my fatigue was not as bad as his. So it's just a matter of just keep playing. And even though he got the quest reward and everything, having the quest reward and having your whole deck transformed into legendaries doesn't guarantee a win.
Cool.
Blizzard knows this. Blizzard knows that there are impossible odds out there. There are the scenario of the last Starfighter where the entire fleet's been destroyed. There's one single ship left out there, and you're out of power, and the big, ugly gunship is still heading for Earth, and you're still going to win because Blizzard is in the best business that's ever been, as far as I'm concerned, is creating heroes. And creating heroes, like when you make a character in Warcraft, you tailor that thing to the T. You make it look just right, just the right amount. The tusks have to be just long enough on the troll to fit what your idea of this character is. And you want them to look badass, you want them to look happy, or you want them to look, a little bit off their rocker. But you're never going to have something as epic in another game, as far as I'm concerned, as somebody going Leroy Jenkins in the middle of your party and pulling the boss and wiping the raid.
That's not epic. That's just.
This is the only place where we can make that happen.
Right, that's just.
And I'm just so looking forward to BlizzCon. The BlizzCon, the pre-show tickets aren't out yet, aren't they?
The virtual tickets?
Yeah.
Good question.
What do you think their price is going to be this year? The extra
$1,000, and still people will buy it. $2,000. I wonder if they give anything for classic. That'd be weird.
The virtual ticket? I don't know.
How much was it last year? Because I got mine for free with my regular ticket.
Last year was $10 more, I think.
Yeah, $10 more is what?
$2,000.
$59.
It's too expensive for me to pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's going to stay this year and then rise again next year.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I think if there's a demo at BlizzCon, it's going to be, again, they're going to do the same thing this year. They're going to make it available if you have the virtual ticket. Because that guarantees sales.
Demo what, though?
Go in the game and have a look.
maybe T4.
T4?
T4.
Maybe WoW Mobile. You've all got phones, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if they put WoW Mobile on my phone, I'm upgrading to the biggest iPhone I can afford.
I listened to the Blizzard Watch guys last week, and they talked about the potential version of Immortal for Switch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said so often, I don't own a single console, have never owned one. except the first Pong one.
That's been my week. I'm just rambling on. I'm just dreaming about BlizzCon. I'm going to be up for hours before and hours during the night to watch it, I think.
Oh, awesome.
The original Pong was really good.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Although me and my brother ruined it by getting tracing paper and drawing all the ways the ball could go.
Oh, yeah, making a window.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like you had a good week.
Yes, I did. Thank you so much.
All right. Oh, excellent.
Oh, how you doing?
I get excited. I get giddy and love making mini alts. My dog is trying to poop for the Horde and for the Alliance. It was funny in my head.
So, Aprillian, how was your week in WoW?
My week went from one extreme to the other. I did some classic, but one of my favorite places to play is on my break at work, which precludes queues, which doesn't mean I can play because I can't, which means I can't play because of the queues. But I managed to get some time, and it's funny because like this evening, the queues weren't too long. There are some times if I go late at night when I get home from work, then I've gotten like 4 3-minute queues, so that's been kind of cool. I originally, I think I talked about this last week, I had Aprillian and April with a Y. I got her, we got the guild going. I got her to 9, and then I realized that I wanted to do a warrior. What did I pulled my warrior. I ended up taking Aprillian out to death now and helping April level up, and now April is in Razor, the undead April warrior is in Razor Hill with Aprillian, which is kind of neat. And we're doing a quest out there. We went out and killed a bunch of sailors and stuff. I always forget that April can get food from corpses, but when I remember, it's kind of neat.
Oh, but yuck.
Yeah.
Just the noise made my stomach turn.
Right.
Nom. Yeah, sure. Capitalized, very good.
One weird thing I noticed is that Aprillian got the minion, the summon imp, just by paying for it. She's a dwarf, no, goblin, right? She had to go and collect 3 feathers from somebody in a cage to get her summon imp. I don't know what the difference is.
There are a few different things, different scenarios where you have to. I think the Forsaken has to collect the 3 heads of the skeletons of the rattle cage.
Right.
So there are like different versions, obviously, of the quest, where you have to collect some stuff.
I had a dwarf hunter and a paladin, and then I realized that I wanted something different, and I was like, I wish I could do a goblin, but I don't feel like going through the whole goblin starting area. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing these pink-haired creatures running around in the dwarf starting area, and I remembered that they start in the same starting area, so that was kind of cool. I just went and created.
But goblins aren't a thing in classic.
Gnomes. I'm sorry. I'm getting my short people mixed up.
Okay.
Gnomes.
You short people mixed up. Okay.
Yeah. I got a gnome. Sorry. I got a gnome warlock. Mm-hmm. So she's kind of fun, and they're running together. I like to mix it up, not just have the same type. Mm-hmm. What else did I learn? Oh, you know what? When I was in, I tried to find the harvest table in Orgrimmar,
Mhm.
You said right by the Zeppelin?
No.
Oh.
By the road, on the way from the tower to the
Right. I couldn't find it, and then I got killed, and my body, because I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
I think the thunder lizard killed me, and my body ended up in Thunder Ridge.
Huh? Okay.
Maybe I auto ran and I didn't realize it. My body ended up way over. Maybe that's what happened. What else? I ended up. Oh, one of the things I've been doing is leveling one of my pairs while I'm trying to play Aprillian on retail, and Aprillian is doing great. She's getting a lot of Nightfall and stuff. She actually took a bunch of Withering into Shalaran, and had enough survive that she could send a crate back to Thaliso. And more people are showing up in the original place following, and she's just having fun figuring out all the different gates, running through Suramar. Before I know it, I'll have my my allied, my other race. But it's kind of interesting because I'm trying to keep my main characters on 2 accounts that I know I want to keep paying for. I don't want to have my 2 big classic characters on a different account than my retail ones, but of course I can't play classic WoW with Aprillian when she's on retail WoW, which is it's awfully hard to juggle. And I don't have a spreadsheet. Also,
you need a spreadsheet.
Yeah. So I ran while I was trying to play Aprillian on the Horde side. I ran Aprillian, my dwarf paladin, to Stormwind, and then she went through the tram, and I was over in Goldshire. And she just went out and went behind people and skinned stuff, and she killed stuff. At first, I was in the city trying to beg for 10 silver, but that just felt so dirty. And I thought somebody would give it to me, but no, it didn't happen. Finally, she's got 10 silver, so she has the charter. And so I just need a couple of more signatures and a few more.
You don't even talk to me about that.
Wow, you're not going to do any?
I'm still stinging from that last time, dude.
Oh. So we're not having. Are we interested in having an Alliance Guild in Classic? I mean, I'm only doing this for us, The really thing is money. I couldn't buy a grimoire just now because Rillian doesn't have enough money.
Oh no!
And it's only 1 silver.
That is a pain, isn't it, when you have to decide between spells?
Right. This is like. I mean, I'm hoping that we will start leveling up more and we'll get more money. The 10 silver actually accumulated pretty quickly. I was really impressed with how fast. I mean, I sold everything. I went and killed stuff.
Has your dancing paid off?
No, I did not get any money from anybody.
Maybe you didn't dance on the right mailbox.
I skinned as much as I could. There's not a lot of people. One of the first things I did after they left the starting area was run to Ironforge and get skinning, because I just can't stand leaving corpses behind.
I think it's one of the few professions that you cannot learn in either Razor Hill or Senjin. Yeah.
Well, actually,
Herbalism you can learn in Senjin, and mining you can learn in Razor Hill.
Right, but I'm on the Alliance side, so I had to go to Ironforge. And there's no herbalist in, what is this? What's this first starting place? Oh, Karanos. Yeah, there's no herbalism. You have to go to Ironforge, so that kind of sucks. Because I was in Ironforge and then I left. But I'm having fun. It's interesting. I'm obviously dual boxing, and no one said anything. It may be because the Alliance aren't that savvy.
Or the way that you do it doesn't look like you're dual boxing.
Well, I mean, I have Rillian and Prillian, and she's on, one of them's on follow. I mean, I do Alt-Tab, and you know, they fight individually very, very well. I'm really impressed with the Paladin Warlock combination. I thought I was going to have more trouble, but it works out pretty well.
How does it work out, though? Do you...
So the Warlock leads. The Warlock aims and draws things to us. And then I Alt-Tab to the Paladin, and then she, right now she has Seal of Righteous, and then she can do Judgment. And then she can also heal my Warlock if she gets too low. And the two just works fine together. And if they both run out of the mana, then they're stabbing and hitting together, while the imp is saying, here's my share.
I mean, I've tried melee and casting together, but... Yeah.
But do you Alt-Tab?
No, I do not Alt-Tab.
Yeah. What do you have an add-on, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. See there.
Well, I have basically sending my key to both windows.
Right. And I'm just individually fighting. Like right now.
And how does that work?
The key clone thing, basically, so you have, it finds that you've got two wells open, and it puts those together, and it says, so if I press 1, it sends 1 to both windows. So whatever's on the one key.
So they're in series. They both get the same command.
Yeah.
The same type. Remember the little hints that from the blast from the past.
Yeah, you have to macro stuff up though, like follow. So, for instance, if so if I press 4, it follows.
I'm familiar with follow because when I farm herbs, I double farm.
Yeah.
So I land, I pick the herb, then I pick it up again, and when I do that, I switch who's following who.
Yeah.
And then, but I always have to land, herb, and then take off, just so I'm off the ground, so I can fly again. So like the sky golem is invaluable because you don't have to dismount every time. So you land, you've herb, then you just tap the space bar to be off the ground. So when your other client takes off the ground, you're already following in the air. So like when I'm farming Whiptail, I get twice as much Whiptail, and I can farm it on the least populated server, and I can get on both servers. So like it solves a lot of logistic problems of competing for herbs when everyone's farming the nodes, where you just go to a low population server and you're doing both herbalism, archaeology, and like a small number of quests in the starter areas, because then everything's close by, and then just your experience bar just explodes.
That is, I mean, when you're dual boxing, collection quests are a pain in the backside.
Right.
What a Brilliant's doing is like the two characters, the caster and the melee, at high level on separate quests. I don't do that because that's, to me, like I tried to do that with the hunter and the druid, and my mind just melted. It's like it was rough. And like it would take me 3 hours to do 4 quests.
Yeah. I was saying to people this morning that the dual boxing is not faster.
No, it's definitely not faster.
It's just that you're going to end up maybe it's time and a half. Maybe it takes you up an extra half.
Unless what you're doing is incursions, because incursions, you just put one dot with the low level character, and then you use your max level to just beat the crap out of the elites.
Yeah, I mean, taking a high level into a dungeon with a lower level team will level you fast, but questing just especially in classic. There's so many collection quests, and you don't have the advantage of the tapping and the fact that each thing can only drop one thing per person. And it's a whole different ball game in classic.
Quill board tasks, 16 of them. I just did it. I was like, yep.
This morning I did snouts and belts over in the torn area.
Yep.
I swear I almost smashed the monitor.
But those are like nothing. The 4, I'll rather do 10 zebra quests in a row than doing one quillboard task quest.
Yeah, I mean the good thing is, of course, you're killing everything quite fast.
Right.
So that's the
relatively. If you are high level enough, yes. But the quillboard, they're like the people that created the path of those beasts.
Yeah.
Was
that squeal.
Had a wicked sense of genius. It was like it was like, yeah. Then you have the ones that come and then they like surprise you from one between the trees or palms by the oasis, and then you have the hunters with their wolves that kill you, and then you have a centaur group of 3 come out as well, and
hideous.
Yeah, like I said, that area, the middle area between XR and Camp Tarajo, that's like the worst area in the entire zone.
Oh, brilliant! May I buy 4 hex weave bags from you?
Okay, next time I get on her, who should I send it to?
I will just send them Constructs 11.
Send me a message. Send me an email. All right. I went to Dark Moon Fair, and I got 3 bars at Dark Moon Fair. So glad I remembered to turn in my boxes, whatever those crates you get from archaeology, and I got fossils, so I don't have to go out and dig fossils. And I bought 3 hats. And I had like 300 tickets, so I decided to buy some toys. I bought a couple of toys that I didn't have to go towards my toy count. And it was actually incredibly fast and easy going to Dark Moon Fair this time. So I'm going to take out some more tunes, and I probably should take out my Iron Man tunes that I haven't played in a while.
Do you stay in war mode, Brilliant?
I'm sorry?
Do you stay in war mode to get more XP?
Yeah, I stay in war mode.
I do too now. I didn't used to, but I started liking it quite a bit.
Yeah, the extra.
Dark Moon Fair is sanctuary, so it
doesn't matter. Yeah. Oh, you don't get the extra. Right. And I'm running back towards Cold Ridge Valley, because I finally went through the queue, and another account has logged in, so nice. I'm gonna be able to get another signature. If anybody else is looking to join Control Alt WoW on the Alliance side, on Pagel in Classic, find Prillian.
Yes, I'm queue position 140 with less than a minute, so I'm almost able to log in.
Okay, because she's dedicated herself to this, and has spent all her money
Oh.
And done
Lump sum.
nothing. Maybe, now I have to log in on another account before those accounts. Because, I've got 5 accounts right now.
Right.
But I'm only going to keep 2 for, the long run. And it's been how many days since Classic came out? A couple of them I started right at, Oh, actually, they were smart because we started them. I actually started a couple before.
During the naming.
To get the name, yeah. Oh, man.
I know.
Hey,
How evil.
I know. I think it's on the 13th. It's
Yeah.
when they basically roll over to the naming day.
Right, so, I'm going to have to get going on that so that I can...
I'm guessing, though, Classic's a bit weird because you can go into retail even when there's no money on it and level up to 20.
Right.
You can also see all the names that you've got. And if you've got accounts which are holding names, you can delete them as well and then use them on an account that you've got money on.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to be able to do that in Classic.
Classic has no grace level level 20 free play. No
free
Yeah,
play.
you can't. But you can't even get into it. You can't.
You can't even.
You have to have a sub.
Yeah. So if you've got names on those accounts you're going to close, you need to move them.
Right. At this point, if I go to log in on an account that doesn't have a subscription, it doesn't even let me log in now. Before, it used to say, "Oh, you need such and such and such." Now it just says, it gives me an error.
Yeah.
All right. Let me log in on another account.
Okay.
See how long the queue is. All
made
right.
it to.
And that's
Where are you?
Aprillian, she's coming into Cold whatever the starting zone right now. Aprillian.
Okay.
Just Aprillian without the A.
Creating
So a dwarf or a gnome?
Gnome.
A gnome? Really?
Gnome.
And we may have to group up because of the layering.
That's what Taurans say when they eat a gnome. Nom.
And that's been my wonderful week.
Very nice. Very wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right.
I find it very, very easy to be true. Am allerschönsten war es doch zu Haus, und doch sonst mich einst in die Welt hinaus. Und in der Ferne suchte ich mein Glück, wer kennt den Weg zurück.
And now it's time for Add-on Spotlight and a whole bunch of other things with Grand Nagus. Grand Nagus, what do you have for us this week?
Well, let's start with the add-on. There are 2 actually.
Yeah, and let's do a shout out to Curly because Curly was asking on a post on Facebook about what add-ons, and I said, if you listen to a certain podcast, you'll get some add-on suggestions. And do we have the links in the show notes too?
Oh, we do, most definitely.
So it's really easy to get to them, and that's at controlaltwow.com.
Correct.
Right.
You were talking about, or we were talking about the learning and not having enough money to learn the abilities and all that stuff. So an add-on that I've been using for about a week now is called What's Training. When you open your spell book in retail,
you can see all the abilities that you know, and then you see all the grayed out abilities that you don't know yet, with the respective number representing the level when you learn it. You don't have that in Classic. When you open your spellbook, Classic, you only see the abilities that you have learned.
Right.
So, to find out what abilities you can learn, at what level, and what they cost, you need to go back to your class trainer every time. Go back and, oh, what was it? Oh, I have to go back and forth and back and forth. Which one did I learn now? And because you don't get a chat message telling you have this ability available to learn now, or that, and nothing of the sort. So, what's Classic? What training is doing? It's an add-on for WoW Classic that adds a list of available trainers' spells to the spellbook, so you can easily know when to seek a class trainer out.
Oh.
Spells already known are moved to the bottom. Mousing over the spell will show you its tooltip with the cost to train attached to the bottom. Mousing over a category header will show you the total cost of the spells in the section. That also goes for tomes with the Warlock and Hunter abilities that you can exclusively learn at the trainers for the Hunters. So anything you need with regards to availability and price to train for your spells and abilities is covered with this add-on. It adds a little box to your spellbook where you have the tab, the 4 tabs up top with general, and then 3 for the respective specializations. You'll have at the very bottom, you'll have a new little box with a question mark, like the standard red question mark icon. And once you click on that, you'll see that that list pops up, and you can see what I just described. If you have Class Trainer Plus installed, what training will show ignored spells at the bottom instead of the already learned. Now, and Class Trainer Plus is the second add-on I would like to talk about. I only learned about this in researching and copying over the text, the description for what training. But I find that if people want to use this functionality, it is nice because it prevents you from spending unnecessary money. Now, what does Class Trainer Plus do? It is an add-on for WoW Classic that upgrades the Class Trainer interface, adding the ability to ignore, search, and train all. You can ignore any spell offered by your class or pet trainer by right-clicking and checking the ignore option. You can then hide them from view like other available filters. Ignoring does not work at profession trainers because it's a class trainer, obviously. easily finds spells to ignore by using a search box. Searching also works at professions trainers. When the shift key is held, the train button will allow all available non-ignored spells to be trained at one time. So it's a nice add-on that makes the training easier and faster. But again, if you choose that because you don't want to go into one specialization and there is another specialization's spell that you never want to learn, say if you go Fury or you go Arms and you never want to learn what shield block or whatnot, you can just right click to ignore that and it will never offer you that spell or that ability to learn. So if you want to be a shadow priest, you don't need all the healing abilities from the holy tree. So you can just go and ignore them to never be shown, so you don't waste any money on learning them. So yeah, I think that's a really valuable add-on, especially for the beginning stages of your leveling process when money is scarce and you really have to pick and choose, like Jeppy said earlier. As for my week, retail, literally no game time. So
oh wow! So you're the opposite of Constructs.
Yeah, that was that. Yep.
Opposite.
Yeah. Classic WoW. My little overview over my tunes. Forsaken Warlock is level 20. Did the classic the class quest for the Succubus and got the first soul pouch as a reward for that quest too. So now he has the first soul pouch. I think it's a 12 slot bag, something like that. So that is nice to have all the soul shards go into that one bag.
Oh my God, I forgot there were different levels of arrows. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I did. Sorry.
No, that's okay. arrows.
And I was down to 7 arrows and I didn't even realize it. Oh my gosh.
Doesn't it show up on your back?
Yeah, it says it. It said 7 right then, and I wasn't even looking at it because, well, this is my hunter that I'm just playing. Sorry, go ahead.
But you have your quiver, right? So,
right.
So,
yeah. Which is nice. It would have been a pain if I had to use the space.
Yeah.
That I had. Yeah.
And if you are a leather worker, you can relatively fast get a quiver that is 2 slots bigger than the 6 slot standard.
Right.
Actually, just saying that, I need to thank Matt.
Oh yeah. Matt is a
good man.
bag making.
Yep, definitely. The Succubus at level 20. The next minion I'm going to unlock at level 30 is the Fell Hunter, the doggy. And then at level 40 we get the Fell Steed, the first mount. And then at level 50 we get the Infernal, and then at 60 we get the what is it called? I always forget what it's called. The big, the last one. Can't remember at the moment. Anyway, Forsaken rogue, level 18. She just at level 16 got her lockpicking quest chain.
Oh.
So she went to Ratchet to do her lockpicking training, start her lockpicking training on the Horde side. And on the Alliance side, you go to Lakeshire. And then you go up the hill past the orcs there. And then you go...
Spiders.
And and then you go into that lumber mill or whatever it is there.
Spider mill.
Yeah. That's where you do your lockpicking training on the Alliance side. I must say, though, the Alliance side is way more dangerous to get to.
Right.
Yeah. The Horde side, you go onto a ship, and that's totally empty. Completely empty. So there's no mobs, no anything, just the final boss that you have to fight. It's like one mob, literally, a parrot that you need to defeat. So, that's like really easy compared to all the spiders, all the wolves, all the orcs on the Alliance side. I mean, sure, why?
Horde bias.
No. Just
That's Chris Metzen, that was.
Okay. Troll Hunter, level 13. She learned to tame her pet, obviously, at level 10. And I must say, now that she reached level 10, I really like the hunter. I really, I'm like opposite to you guys. I really like the way that, and like I mentioned last week, that pet ability mini game that you have to play with taming different pets, fighting with them for a bit to then learn their abilities and then passing them on to other pets. I like that. I really do. Loyalty level, as a thing. So if you have a pet that you just tamed and you go AFK for 5 minutes, it's gone. So bye-bye.
Gone.
Yeah. so you need to constantly.
I dragged those pets out of the wild, where they were they were just persisting, and gave them a life, and yet they can't even stick around while I'm fighting.
Nope, they cannot.
Hideous.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, what I've gotten used to quite quickly is whatever meat I gather will be cooked by the tune that gathers it to get the cooking skill up, and then shipped off to the hunter. Because the pets can eat cooked meat as well. It doesn't matter whether it's raw or cooked.
Yeah.
What do they prefer, though?
They prefer the meat with the higher values. So cooked meat is always higher value meat than the raw stuff. If there are some. Obviously, most meats are reagents, not edible. But there are cases where you can eat the raw ingredient or the raw material reagent as well as the cooked version of it, like fish. Fish you can eat. Say they give you 300-400, and then you get 500 or whatnot
from the cooked one.
Right.
So
I just get annoyed. I'm sat down. I need to get a bit more energy up, a bit more stamina, and my freaking pets are all eating all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I tried to kill that pet and eat it, you also find it doesn't your pet.
Yep, your pet is. That's why I started the first experiments, so to speak, with the boar, because the boar eats everything, including conjured foods,
including boar.
Including boar meat, yes.
Which it doesn't even blink an eye at. It just goes yum, 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 yum.
Yep.
And doesn't realise that was his mum.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. No, when I'm on my hunter, the first thing I do usually is go and seek out a mage to kindly ask if I can get some food. And then I go and stable my best friend boar, which he got to by now. And then I go out and get another pet.
What's your boar called?
Boar.
Oh, okay. So you don't love it that much, do you?
No, it's just a loyalty. It's loyalty towards me, not mine towards it.
Ah, okay. I see.
So there's I don't have an issue with as soon as I have a pet that I like more, the boar is going to go. I almost said out of the window, no problem.
Well, let's hope it doesn't hear you.
Yeah, well, it doesn't. I'm only in my login screen now, so
well, I've just tweaked that. It's very upset.
Thank you, Jeffy. Thank you so much. No, but it's that mini game that really fascinates me with that you can go and tame different pets to then establish a catalog of ability ranks that your other pets don't know yet, and then once you tame a new higher pet, you then after a certain while you pass the abilities, if they are learnable, on to the other new pet by using obviously the loyalty and training the training points that you gather through the loyalty leveling. So it's and there are a few websites and videos that go through that process very, very well, have a very, very good explanation of that. So I'm trying to see if I can make a spreadsheet myself to see what pet knows what rank of what spell, that I then can see at what level I have to go where to find the other rank from the other spell, and so forth and so forth.
So it makes sense to, I know some people will stick to a particular pair. It actually doesn't make sense to do that, does it?
If you you have your pet with you,
and you have 2 stable slots with the stable master. You can only have 1 pet with you. There is no exchanging the pets on the fly as there is in retail. So if you want to use a different pet, you have to go back to the stable master and basically exchange the pets. The first stable slot, you have to buy both of them. The first one costs 5 silver.
What?
The second one costs 5 gold.
What?
Yep.
Crazy. They just shaft hunters left, right, center, don't they?
So, well, that's yeah. I don't know.
Horn says that he calls his boar cutlet, which I think is a bit rude, actually, to be honest. But there you go.
Yeah.
I wish you could tame those cows in Goldshire.
I know. Wouldn't that be cool?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, they wouldn't be too much damage.
Killer cows.
Yeah.
Moo.
All the sheep.
And what do the Torns think of the cows?
Exactly, a Torn hunter with a cow. Excellent.
Yes.
You'll skin them? Skin them?
I don't know. So, Troll Shaman, level 12.
Oh.
She didn't get too much gameplay this week because since she is the most vulnerable of my characters at the moment, because she doesn't have the abilities that she needs to survive, I feel, and I don't have the right weapon. That's the most important thing. I went at the shaman all wrong, must admit. And until I find the right weapon, she will just be there and receive all the leather and do some leather working, which is okay too. And then once the weapon drops, she will continue. But yeah, again, there's so much to do that I don't worry about that at all. The Orc Warrior just started skilling blacksmithing because I finally got around to finishing skilling the engineering profession through using the rough stone. So
right.
the rough stone is now available to be used by the blacksmith.
Right.
And the first batch has been delivered and has been used. So I have now reached skill 30 by making grinding stones, which are obviously weapon buff items. So I'm going to ship some grinding stones.
Sharpening stones are weapon buffing. The grinding stones are the craft items.
Oh, then it's the other one.
Yeah.
Then it's the sharpening stones. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Sorry. You're right.
I can't believe I'm right about anything in Classic.
It's been so long.
Yeah, it's impossible.
It's the same item in retail, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, you're right. Sharpening stones and weight stones are the ones for the
blunt weapons.
For the blunt weapons, exactly. And then the grinding stones are the ones, like you said,
for
are the
crafting.
Yeah.
So yeah, sharpening stones are being shipped off to the rogue, and
Yeah, I think it's rogue and warrior. Yeah, those are the two that need it. Because the shaman will get, if I'm going to make them at all, get weight stones
Right.
for the hammer,
Yeah.
and the hunter doesn't need them. Well, maybe, but like to a lesser extent, because you shouldn't need to get into combat, into melee combat after level 10.
Right.
Ideally. I'm not sure when I get disengaged. I think 14 or 16, but I could be wrong. So, but it's not too far off. So, yeah, that's the Orc Warrior. The Forsaken Mage is level 6, and he has started disenchanting all the useless green gear that I got to obviously skill enchanting, level enchanting, and I think the guide that I'm using says level 50 is when the disenchanting skilling stops. So I think I'm at 12 or 13. So there's quite a bit of green gear destroying still to be done. The Tauren Druid, level 1, is the only tune that I haven't played yet that is created. The last tune that I need to create is the Priest, but that hasn't happened yet. So, not sure when that's going to happen, but eventually it will, but not just not right now. So yeah, and generally I'm, as you could see from my first sentence, retail, literally no game time is I'm all playing. All about playing classic WoW.
Right.
And I thoroughly enjoy it. It's
do you dual box or do you just mono box?
No. I just play one tune at a time.
Right.
What?
Yes.
What?
So, I'm the
crazy talk.
Yes, I know. I'm crazy. And proud of it. So the next big goal I want to reach is to get the rogue to level 20, to finally start the poison quest chain. I have the lock picking at skill 80 from the boxes on the ship that mentioned earlier. I will have to go back to skill at least 5 more points. If I'm right, then your skill level, your skill cap increases by 5 points per character level,
right,
just as it does with the other abilities like your weapon skills and all that stuff. So I hope that's the case. I couldn't see why else I would have that number of 80, because 80 divided by 18
minus 10.
Yeah, that's no, not true. 16. 16 is what
when I was there. So, and then you have the 80 plus, and you need to reach, what was it, 90 or 100 by level 20 to then start the poison quest, because you need to pick a lock in the process.
Yeah.
And that, yeah, I don't know. I think that's how it works.
Blacksmith can make a practice lock, I think, way back in the day, but it only gets you so far.
Oh my God! Herb pouches are 10 silver. Oh my goodness.
Yep.
Damn.
I'm so sorry.
I know, it's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
Yeah, and you can't. There aren't any small ones available until skill 225 or something. Tailoring.
Right.
So that's yeah.
Remember to check your books. I had emulate, and I didn't even have it on my bar. So yeah, that sucks. Yep.
If you say so.
Yeah, it does suck.
Sucks. I agree.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah, like I said, poison is the next big thing that I look forward to finally getting. The hunter, I'm happy with like I said, her getting her pet. After that, though, I'm not sure what the next big goal is. The Forsaken, he got her soul pouch. I think the next one is going to craft a whole bunch of bags for my tunes, so they can slowly but surely extend their inventory space.
It makes such a big difference. The
yes.
bags that
Yes,
Matta gave me, those tunes are like la la. I can stay out as much as I want.
Basically, yeah, almost, yeah. Yeah, and I think the next thing, when I reach level 20 and I get to do the poison quest, then I can get to the second part of the lock picking quest.
Some show off is riding on a horse through Iron Forge.
Quick, ask for money.
Oh yeah.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
The second part of the lockpicking quest is in Amber Mill, where you need to go and steal something from the Dalaran mages. And
that's a quest.
That is a horrible quest. I was there at level 16, snuck in there. It was no problem until I reached the stairs to the upper level, the first floor, and then they caught me and they dealt with me quite swiftly.
Oh,
that's yeah. So I thought, yep, okay, not gonna happen. Thankfully, I only had one piece of gear in my bags, so I decided, no, not gonna run back there. So I rest at the flight point at the graveyard, and
it's painful though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only, since I was only level 16, I only had the 6 minutes of the rest sickness, and about three silver something rep cost.
I tell you, waiting for the Hearthstone to cool down is
1 hour hearth, that's
It's
like
so-
the worst.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
We just want we want class A.
yeah, but there is one class that doesn't have that issue at all.
Mage.
No. 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 Mage has the issue. You can't get around the 1 hour Hearthstone. You can't
Not the
get
Hearthstone, but you pull cloud.
Yeah. Shaman, they have their recall ability.
Oh. I could do
It's a
shaman.
15-minute free Hearthstone. It takes you back to where your Hearthstone is.
Oh, okay.
What?
Well,
Uh-huh.
I'll have to do a shaman now.
Yeah, so...
I thought you took. Oh no, is that what's the druid one that takes you to some godforsaken place?
Moonglade, yeah.
Ish.
Yeah, and then it takes you like 15 minutes to fly back to Thunderbluff. Yeah, no thank you.
It's all super hippie over there as well.
Ammo.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, no, but that's like when it comes to cheating on the Hearthstone, that's like Shaman is the class. That's like, and that's been my week.
Awesome.
Nice.
Nice.
I guess it's time for email now.
Emails, folks?
Email. Email.
La data. You've got mail. Who's next? I'm addicted to you, baby.
Lovely little email. All right, our email is from Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. And we know how busy you are because it's back to school. We appreciate this. And Kyle writes, hope you have a great week and enjoy this week's audio and blast from the past. We're back to episode 385. Enjoy. All right, well, let's listen to Kyle's week.
Yeah.
Hello, Control. Well, Kyle here. It's back to school, which means not much gang time as I had over the summer. I was able to get a little bit in on Saturday and Sunday in between the DDoS attacks, so thanks, bleep, bleep, whoever you are that did that. You're such a bleep, 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 bleep. I'm still loving Classic. I've been doing a lot of Classic. I got 2 servers that I'm hopping on. I'm trying to hop on Peggle every now and then to do some leveling, and then I'm on the other server that my brother's on trying to do some leveling. Got my army of alts going. I got my main shaman doing all that. Love it. Oh, God, the totem quests. That just brings back nostalgia, and just I love that. And then, I don't know, I'm just loving the community feel of it. Like, you know, a lot of times you have to help each other out. You can't just solo a whole mob. And that leads to just random grouping for every now and then. Like, just earlier today on Sunday, I was starting up a new alt, a priest, because... well, I need a tailor. And what better tailor than a priest? I've been making alts for professions, basically. I have a rogue that's my leather worker right now. My main shaman is picking herbs and skinning because, oh my God, there's so much stuff to skin. There's like, I don't know, there doesn't seem to be any leather worker or any skinners on the server. So I'm just like, every now and then I see a dead body. I was like, shh, 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 just loving that copper, just filling in my belt. Thank you for your leftovers. So anyway, I was leveling my priest and troll priest over in the Valley of Trials and doing a thing. And then this warrior groups up with me because he was doing the kill the vile familiars, and I was, way past that. So I figured, oh, sure, I'll help you out. And the next thing I know, we're just, we're still grouped together. It, wasn't the automatic, drop group as soon as your quest is done. And we went over to Senjin Village, and it was just basically the 2 of us questing for like a good hour. It was just random person out of the blue, and it was just a lot of fun. It's like, it's the things that you don't get in current WoW anymore. It's, I don't know, maybe it's just me. So yeah, that's just been about it. Leveling. My shaman is like mid-teens. I think she's like 14 or 15 now. I haven't been doing too much. And then all my other alts are hovering around 5 to 7, just playing for like that first hour or two and then get them to the major city once I have enough copper built up to buy the profession and a couple odds and ends. So yeah, that's been about my week. Hope you've all had a good one. And until next time, take care. Bye.
Kyle, you're a man after my own heart. I have to make a Skinner, because I can't stand all the corpses laying around. And when you're just walking up behind somebody after they've been, after they left the dead whatever, and you just take the corpse, it's such a satisfying thing. In fact, I'm getting ready to do it again right now. I'm glad you got to play. I'm glad you're enjoying Classic WoW.
Yeah.
And you and Grand Negus have made me want a shaman. Wait a minute. Wait, no. Which one has totems? Remember, that used to be one of my old jokes. My druid couldn't put out a totem.
Totems, yeah.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, Prune, it wasn't funny back then either.
So I guess some people are enjoying Classic WoW a little bit more than others. And we're glad you are. And hopefully everything's going well with school and stuff too. All right, well, let's listen to Kyle's Blast from the Past. Episode 385. Today is Sunday, August 31st, 2014, and this is episode 385 entitled Legend. Wait for it. Dairy! I'm Aprillian, your host, and with me are my 3 awesome co-hosts. Good morning, Lita. How are you?
Good evening. I am fantastic.
So, did I say that right? The title?
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
That was pretty good.
All right. And Rogue Slayer, how are you today?
I'm looking forward to the end of today because I have this work thing going on, and today's the last day of it. Yay!
Oh, yay! And Lita, how are you?
I'm good.
You're feeling better? We missed you.
Yes, I am feeling better.
Yes, teacher is feeling better. You just called her Lita.
I know who you meant.
Teacher, I'm sorry. Oh, pardon me. I have Lita on the brain.
Ooh,
we've got a nice chat
lucky
room
me.
today, too. We've
All
got
right.
Jeppy and Grand Negus and Tiber. And we had Matterhorn, so he'll probably be back.
I got my legend, wait for it, Dairy cloak this week.
Woo! That's awesome.
So, yeah, so what seems to have taken many weeks finally came to a close. So I will have to say that it's an amazing quest line. Really challenging. There's some good and bad parts, but at the end of it, the cloak it's just amazing. So the first screenshot I've got is I had to go and talk to Rathian at Morgan's Folly, and he gives you the Cloak of Virtue. So this is like the last section of doing the quest for it. So I've put up a screenshot of me talking to him just right before I hand in the quest, and you can see I've highlighted which one I'm actually going to get, which is the Jadefire Drape, and it shows you what I'm currently wearing. So that's the first part, which it gives you the lovely purple cloak, but then it becomes legendary, and you've just got to do a couple of things. So there's the achievement for it. So the chapter 5, Judgment of the Black Prince, which is to obtain the legendary cloak and complete the quest, Judgment of the Black Prince. So I got the achievement on that. So yay, that was done.
Wow. Fabulous.
Yeah.
I went back in to see my good old friend. Well, can I call him good old friend? Eben Locke, this afternoon. So for the Green Fire Quest.
Oh, okay.
So now that I've got my legendary cloak, I popped in and I said, "Hey, hi, remember me? Can we see how we're more?" Yeah, I was like, I've just come to see, how we're going to play this dance now that I might have a little bit more DPS. So I spent a couple of hours in there, and let's just say I've got him to 45%. So the best before this was 65, and yeah. So I think we'll just keep plugging. I've got a good feeling that I can get this done. so Green Fire Quest. Yeah, we will see how it goes. One of the things I read today was there was an interview, I think it was Tom Chilton did with, I can't remember who it was with, and apparently that they have got enough content to do possibly another 10 years. So at this stage, there is gonna be some WoW for some time,
right?
So I was so excited. to hear that, because
by then we'll be using our VR helmets.
Exactly.
It's
funny because people worry that there's been such a drop in subscribers. Oh no. I'm thinking, okay, it dropped to 6 million.
Yeah.
I think it's probably still cost effective to keep it going.
Right.
With 6 million.
That's what matters.
I mean, for Christ.
Yeah. Is Blizzard going to make money? Are the people doing all this work getting paid? Yes. Are they getting paid well? Yes. So,
So, I mean, to me, that sounds like, well, there's definitely, they said they're already mapping out the next 3 to 4 expansions, which means there's content for at least, approximately 8 to 10 years. So, to me, I read that and I just went, yay, okay, this is exciting, because they're thinking this far ahead,
right?
That I'm just like, oh man, I can't wait to see what's coming. I mean, Warlords isn't even here, and I can't even wait to see what happens beyond that. So,
right. And so much has happened, in the last 8 years that I've been playing, and the 10 years that you've been playing, that it's amazing.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
very exciting.
So how's your week been, Aprillian?
It's been great, because I got my fourth 90. Let's see.
Awesome.
Auric, my hunter, dinged 90. And I have to tell you, such a big difference between an amateur playing 90 hunter and an amateur playing a 90 paladin.
Hunter a little more forgiving?
Yeah. A lot more forgiving. So I've been
Congrats. That's exciting.
Yeah. There's a screenshot in the show notes of Auric dinging 90. Now you remember Auric, I think Auric started out as a Tauren, and then at one point became a blood elf. And I think Auric started out as a guy.
Auric's been through the ringer.
Yeah. But now she's an orc, and it was just thrilling. I did the usual stuff, getting the flying, and just the quests. Like, my hardest quest on my paladin was that one where you had to get the planks out of the lake.
Sorry.
Well, the mobs and
all
mobs.
the little crabs come flying
Yes,
into you. Yeah. It's to get your wagon fixed and out of the way.
Right, yeah. And so, she died a million times. I actually couldn't bring in anybody because it was phased.
Those little crabs are vicious.
Yeah. And so the only thing that with Auric was I would lay down some traps, send my minion, my pet in, and just keep shooting, and I could actually in between the hits get the wax, run up to the top. Oh, this was really funny. I'm watching this episode of Twilight Zone. I don't know if you've seen it. It's hanging at Ridge Creek or something. It's an old one, and the guy is hung, but the rope breaks. And he goes down into the bottom of the water. I swear to God, I saw a bar over his head as his air was running out. And then when he went up to the top, it broke surface and the air filled out and it went away.
Now, have you seen the Doctor Who episode yet?
Yes.
That little bar could have applied in that episode,
right,
too.
Yeah, it could have. And the last thing I've been doing is playing Hearthstone and trying to get my deck. And I want somebody to walk me through this because I don't know what I'm doing wrong and that I can't get my special back. I went through the whole horror of trying to get up to 20 on ranked and dying. I mean, not dying, but dying, losing over and over again. Finally, I got to 20. And I went to the option thing, and I can't change the back. But people, if anybody in the chat room has any idea what I need to do to get my back, because right now, baby doesn't.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I would like that to know.
Yeah, I haven't done it, so I'm not sure.
In the meantime, I've had the weirdest thing happen. This weekend. It happened twice yesterday and happened once today, where we get to the screen where we're choosing our card and they explode and go away.
Wow.
They say, you win.
They said, oh, it's a brilliant. I'm out of here.
Right.
Jackie says what you're doing wrong is you're playing Hearthstone.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny, especially that last bit. The sad part about that Twilight Zone episode was that the guy was dreaming. Yeah, he turns out that he's really being hung.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah, but in the second before his neck breaks, he dreams that he goes home. It's all very horrible. That was really good. Sorry, teacher, that I called you the wrong name. And you see how excited we were to have you in the audience, Jumpy?
It's funny that Elita was going about, they're going to have 10 years of content, not realizing that 7 of those years were just revisiting classic.
I know. It's like new content. And the case that, we made was that no matter what they say about the subscription, people are still making money, and that's what counts.
I mean, they say now that they make more money from all the odds and sods, like from the mounts and stuff, services, which is pretty amazing, really.
Right, it is. And it's,
I mean, it depends upon really how much they make from subs. Not because we don't know how many subscribers they still have.
Right.
So if the money they make from subs with 2 million subs is lower than the microtransaction sum that they make, that's a thing. But if you consider that we were up to 12 million at the height, I
don't think that we'll be able to reach that amount of microtransactions regardless. So the lower the numbers of the sub numbers fall or become or whatever, the more likely it becomes that the microtransactions numbers will catch up eventually.
Yeah.
And you should never forget, in all the criticism that people have about the store, should never forget that if you want to, if you say, we don't want the store because this, that, or the other, be prepared to pay $20, $25 for your sub.
Definitely.
So,
right. It is keeping us, the subscription hasn't gone up ever.
Exactly. And that has a reason, and the reason is the shop, the in-game shop.
Right.
And I would much rather have the option to buy something and decline that option, or say, well, you can keep your microtransactions and still pay my $15 versus go home with your shop and then they'll take 20, 25, whatever, how much ever more money out of my pocket.
Right.
So
So thank you to all of you people who are out there buying pets and buying different things. We really appreciate it. Mounts.
Yep, definitely.
Much obliged.
Because if you, and even if you buy each and every mount in the game, each and every pet that the shop offers, you will still overall pay less than you will pay for a higher subscription amount.
Right, exactly. All right. Well, thank you, Kyle. You're the best. And now's the time we get to play this.
We're clan of darkness here together. What's in an egg that we can't weather? Apocalypse. We've all been there. The same old boss. Why should we care?
We're clan of darkness here together. What's in an egg that we can't weather? There's nothing that we can't face.
Except for bunnies. Constructs, how are the clans of darknesses and Control Alt WoW on Nevikhoof and Wormrest Accord doing?
Well, I think it's been a bit of a quiet week. A lot of people are still enjoying Classic, from what I can tell.
Yeah.
And from September 1st to September the 9th, we've had Oda Hyreny reach level 10 on Earthen Ring US. I think it's more than once that I've read that name, so it's possible it's a new challenge tune that's reaching level 10 again. Either Green Man or it's probably one of Rogue Slager's characters because she likes to have the word irony in there. I put a mention in there, B Desiree, which is my level 20 troll priest, which you would say I really didn't have to do anything to reach level 20. Well, that's not true. To reach two sides, every story has two sides, and to get the two mounts is an extremely daunting amount of work. You can ask Grand Vegas. The second part of the achievement, not when you're doing it on your home faction, when you're doing the opposite faction. It's a story within a story, within a raid, within a, like, the requirement just don't seem to end. You think you have it, and then it just seems to get further and further away. And I also got Bloodfang Charger, which is a horse for the Horde, and the Ironclad Frostclaw, which is a wolf for the Alliance. So they've exchanged who gets what mount, which is kind of cool. And at level 40, we have Effortless. I don't know if it was effortless or not to reach level 40, but congratulations to all the levelers. And we look forward to hearing what you guys are doing next week.
All right. Oh, Aprillian did ding 116, so that's pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
All right. Well, we're going to be recording next Monday.
Yep.
And I think we'll have some more playtime. I predict that the queues are going to go down. What do you guys think?
I'll give Classic hype about a month.
Okay.
At least until they see what the phases are about. When they're like stuff that people want to see. When like Moradon, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, that's supposed to unlock in phase 2, and that's like one of the better, more involved dungeons that we had in, when did we get it? 1.3 originally, something like that.
Yeah.
So I think that they did well to stagger the release of the content for Classic as well.
Right. Sure. Eventually they'll get the Darkmoon Fair and all the other goodies.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Jeppy. We really appreciate it. You add that certain Zenation to our...
A genuine pleasure. Yes. And if you have me back, I'll come back in a couple of weeks.
Okie dokie. That sounds like a plan.
Yep, sure.
All right. This is Aprillian for WoW Classic.
And this is Constructs for the Zandalari.
And this is Jeppy for hideous pets, hideous hunter pets that should basically be used as meat.
And this has been Grand Nagus. Rule of acquisition, number 19. Satisfaction is not guaranteed, not even with hunter pets. Bye, guys.
You know what else I've noticed in Classic? And I meant to say this before, but I can add it at the end. And then we'll go. That the stuff seems to stay around a little bit longer. You seem to have a longer duration to pick up.
Before they despawn. Before they,
right.
Yeah. You can skin.
I can skin, and right.
I mean, they have to do it because the corpse runs are so long.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that. All right, bye guys. Thanks, chat room.
Bye everyone, and
bye everyone.
Bye Raz. Thank you for coming, everyone, and see each other next week, I hope. Bye guys.